Guys, welcome back to my channel and happy new year. So of course, New Year's goes right hand in hand with resolutions, so we are going to be calling them goals, and I am going to actually show you guys how to achieve them. So around this time of year, there is 3 resolutions that everybody has on their list. Let's be real. They're always these big overarching things that we were never able to achieve last year, or had little tastes of it, but never full blown were able to achieve them. And for some reason, they keep popping up on our list year after year after year. So these things are definitely saving more money, losing some weight, and making sure that you get organized. The first thing I'm going to ask from you guys is definitely to change your mindset. Going on in this video, I'm not going to be calling them resolutions. We are going to be addressing them as goals. Why? Because resolutions kind of have this connotation that it's massive, it's huge, it's almost unattainable. But a goal, you just need to set some steps that we can be doing every single month. Just need to set some steps to be able to get to that goal. And goals also kind of make you feel like you can do it. So of course, saving money. Whether you are the person that is trying to get out of debt, trying to make it so that you hit 0 or hit a lower number, whatever the case may be, this will help you. But also for the people who are trying to save money towards something, whether you're remodeling your home and you need some extra cash, or you guys want to travel this year and see some amazing places, and save the money that goes towards them. Not just the flight, not just the place, but also clothing and food and all the fun things that you get to experience with travel. So I'm going to show you the top steps to get you there. The very first tip I'm going to give you guys is to unsubscribe. We did Black Friday, we did New Year's, we did Boxing Day, okay? For Christmas, you spent the money on everybody else. For Boxing Day, hopefully you spent it on yourself. But we are done with the emails. Okay? Done. Done. You should have bought yourself what you needed back when you had the chance, or provided people that you love and cared about with the things that they needed. But now it's time to focus on you in a different way. So my very top tip that I always tend to do around January, because it's just so much easier after Boxing Day, is to unsubscribe to all those emails. They're gonna keep coming. They're gonna keep saying Boxing Week is a week long. Then they're gonna say catchy marketing phrases that make it seem like, oh, but all these sales continue for the rest of the month and into 2 months, and oh, then it's February and it's Valentine's Day. Don't fall for it, okay? Don't fall for it. So what you need to do is go into your phone right now, scroll through all the promotions, that promotions tab you got in your Google account or whatever you use, and unsubscribe. So if I go into my phone right now, you will go to the top, you will hit promotions, and for me, I right now see Vogue, which isn't something that you necessarily have to unsubscribe for unless you find that it's a trigger for you. I personally find it more good for reading articles, and it is like top skincare tips that I will actually go ahead and buy. I probably won't, so figure out what kind of person you are. I'll keep that. But I have Indigo. Indigo's telling us that it's their most anticipated book releases of 2020. That will get me, okay? I am an avid book reader. I know I'm gonna fall victim to that, so I'm gonna go ahead and unsubscribe. So you just scroll to the bottom. Sometimes they like to hide it. To unsubscribe, please click here. Open that up. Oh. I always find with unsubscribing, they try to like give you all these weird ways of like getting you confused. But you have chosen to opt out of all communications from Indigo. And then I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this for all the emails that I have. I saw I have Dynamite in here. I probably have some more places. I also find that one of the best tips for Black Friday and Boxing Week and all the sale dates is that to subscribe to the emails is actually a really good idea, because you usually get, if you're a first time customer, 10, 15, 20% off. But now it's time to unsubscribe. You don't need all those places that you visited just because you had family members that you're shopping for, or places that you already maybe shopped for and you're pretty good for this new year. If you are really serious about saving money, unsubscribe from them. Another really easy tip that I'm going to put in the unsubscribe category is unsubscribe from services that no longer suit you. So for me, JustFab, I realized that I don't necessarily need it. It is not the best bang for my buck. And because I am saving currently to go to Italy, Montenegro, and Greece, I care more about that than I do a box of some pretty cool stuff. But I would rather be saving my money for beautiful dresses that I can wear in Greece, or the pasta, amounts of pasta I'm going to be eating in Italy. Those kind of things matter more to me. So I went ahead and unsubscribed from that. I went ahead and unsubscribed from many subscriptions that I have done. What you guys can do this with magazines. I know they still do that, or anything really. It's hard for me to put my brain to it right now because I've already done this step, but anything that you realize that your money is going to extra every single month that you don't necessarily need right now, you can always go back. Like Audible, that was a hard one for me, but you can pause your account for a bit. So I definitely did that. But look at those things and then you will see that you'll be bringing in an extra $20 to $60 at least every month. Going off of this, we also will be putting, when I say we, I mean you and me, we will also be putting money from each paycheck to specific things. So if you're trying to pay off your credit card, make sure that whatever goal you have to pay off a debt, put a realistic goal in mind. So whether it's half of what your credit card is right now, 1/3, just something to prove to yourself that you are able to pay something down, you are able to dedicate yourself, your time, your money to actually being able to obtain less debt. It is the best feeling in the whole entire world. So figure out what that percentage is, or that chunk of money is that you want to put into your credit card or your debt, whatever it may be. Figure out how much it's going to cost you every paycheck. And once you realize that you've unsubscribed to all these things, or you look at where your money is going, say make a casserole and meal prep instead of going out every single day for lunch, because that's like 50 bucks right there, you will be able to pay off your credit card or your debts a little bit faster. Now, if you are trying to save, I would say kind of the same thing. Put together your timeline, when you're going on this trip and all that, how much money you're going to need, and budget backwards. So figure out the money needed for all of that and what you're making per paycheck. Do some math and put a certain amount of money every time it ends up in your bank account. Put it towards the things that make you happy. My biggest tip / advice when it comes to these things is to remember why you're doing it. Money is the easiest thing to throw away. Isn't that scary? It is the easiest thing to throw away. So I want you guys to remember why you're doing it. I am a big advocate person on vision boards. So having a visual representation of what your goals are. Make one for 2020, make one for January, whatever the case may be. But when it comes to saving for money, put it in a place that you will always see it. So what I personally do is I do InDesign, but you guys could probably find another way to do this, is I just use the image background to my phone as a reminder of what I am striving for. So on the back of my phone right now, I currently have fitness goals, and I am using pictures of myself back in the day when I found myself most fit. I'm not using unrealistic body images that have been edited from other people. Great tip. I am also putting all the places that I want to travel to, the months and everything like that, and I am putting the number that I want to knock off of my debt to save up for. So I'm kind of doing all these things at once, but it is very easy to get stuck into the indigo emails and the best of this emails, when really if you just look at your phone and you've had a long day at work, you know why you're hustling. I currently have 2 jobs because I know that I want to achieve a lot of things. I have my normal 9 to 5, which is a very taxing but great job. And then I also have a side job where I do floor sets for a retail company. And I have dedicated the retail company specifically to travel. And because of that, this year we are going on a cruise and hitting up all those places I wanted to. So it's actually very rewarding. And every time I walked into that store and I was like, I'm too old for this, I don't want to do this anymore, I just looked at my phone and saw the picture of Greece, knowing it was on my bucket list for like years, and knowing that it's gonna be worth it. So one night of achy feet means a paycheck that goes towards something you love. So just keep that in mind, guys. So the first piece of advice I am going to give you guys is to figure out your body type. Has anybody ever told you to do that? No, I bet they haven't. So that is the thing that you need to do first before you decide to put any kind of goals, gym restrictions, food restrictions, anything like that on your list. Figure out your body type. I personally use Gauge Girl Training. Love her. She is a bodybuilder that is extremely educated and has all these certificates, but she goes down in a very easy way, breaks down exactly what kind of body type you are and certain things that your body needs or the way that your body works. So for me, I started going on keto before my wedding and I found that it really worked for me, and then recently watched a video on her endomorphs, which is my type of body, and it turns out that we have our insulin levels peak when it comes to carbs, and that's why they no bueno for our bodies. So I went back on keto because I realized that it's not just a weight loss thing, it's definitely a health thing as well. So it will teach you certain things like what kind of exercise you will need to achieve weight loss or muscle mass, whatever it is you're looking for. So there's 3 body types. Just look up her videos or find your sources elsewhere, but figure out what kind of body you have before you start thinking that everybody's the same. Now I know everybody has these goals in the new year. Oh, I'm gonna go to the gym 3 to 5 times a week, but before you were, it's hard to make it once a week, maybe once a month. Those are unrealistic, and the best thing about goals is that we need to have a level of realism with them. So what I suggest is to do small steps. Remember that thing from the beginning? Yeah, small steps. We are going to aim to just simply increase water and increase steps. So whether you have a Fitbit or an Apple Watch or even the app on your phone, make sure that you are paying more attention to how active you are during the day. This might become a huge surprise for people, especially who work in offices or are stay-at-home moms, how you might be sitting for majority of the day and you don't realize it because that grocery run or whatever, like the run in the morning, you thought, I'm active, I'm doing things, like I'm on my feet, but you're actually not as much as you would want or your body wants. So keep track of how active you are during the day, and that will give you a good starting to goals you want to achieve later on. If you're doing 6,000 steps now, bump it to 8. Then see if you can do 10, that kind of stuff. And for water, make sure that you are at least having 24 ounces a day. Come on, people. You technically need 2 to 3 times the amount of water, but if you're forgetting in the first place, just make sure that by your office, your desk, you have your water bottle. Personally, when it came to water for me, I found those big Starbucks cups that you can buy, the 24-ounce ones with the straw. I was going on that. I was drinking that a lot faster than I would a water bottle that you unscrew. Couldn't tell you why, but it's just easy and mindless, and I drink so much water now and my skin thanks me for it. But it also detoxes a lot of things that happen in your body as well. So just those 2 steps, see how they work for you. My final step when it comes to weight loss is to start small, but also document. So if you are going to the gym, even if it's once a week, even if it's 3 times a week, document it and celebrate it. So I personally have a fitness Instagram. It has barely any followers, but it's not for them, it's for me. It's one of the best things to be able to look through all the images I took of the baking recipes that I tried and the food that I tried and the workouts that I tried, and just be able to document it and really celebrate it and kind of have it as a visual journey for yourself. And the good thing about fitness Instagrams, usually when you're starting off, is that it is a supportive community. So even if you only get a follower and 1 comment, a couple likes, it's usually really positive stuff. So that is one of the best things about documenting it. You kind of have this community, but also you can kind of be your own supporter, you know, like really look at your images and be proud of yourself. You might think at the end of the week that you didn't do that much, and then you look back at all the images and you're like, oh yeah, I remember like this day I did back and this day I did chest, and I tried this new recipe, this new chicken recipe, and it was amazing. I should do that again this week. Just have visual proof of all the work you're doing, and you will definitely be in a better headspace for it. The third thing, but definitely not the last, let's be real. This is something I kind of pride myself on. I am the crazy girl with the planner that she takes everywhere, but as much as people might mock me for it, they also love inviting me to things and having me partake in things because they know I'm going to be there on time and I'm going to bring everything that's needed. So holla at your girl when it comes to organization. On YouTube, you are going to find a lot of videos that go crazy into organization, and as much as that is visual porn for people like me, if you're just getting started and you really don't know how to start but you also kind of feel overwhelmed, start small and avoid those videos. Stay here and do just a couple tips and tricks that are going to make it so that you feel better and things go smoother and your days are just a lot better. I am an organization freak. My husband isn't, and that's why we always say that we're yin and yang. We always have positive negatives that really support each other. So he is not organized in the slightest bit. He is a hard-working contractor who's very hands-on when it comes to specific things. He's also really good at face-to-face communications and everything like that, where I'm more of the back-end business, probably the best manager he's ever had when it comes to business management and organization. So I could definitely give you guys tips and tricks on just slight things that will make your days a little bit better. My very first tip is going to be planners. There's some crazy ones out there, and then there's some super simple ones out there. Now, my husband currently has his with him because he's quoting a job, but I will definitely show you guys mine. I am very busy by the Bando company. I am obsessed with Bando planners. It is something so millennial. Who cares? But it has everything in it. Everything I need. It has the visual outlay of a month. Can you see that? Which I love and appreciate. But then we can also go into the nitty-gritty of day-to-day stuff, which I also love. I can never go to the point where I time everything out. There's planners that go by hour. I'm not one of those people. So this is just enough for me, and I really appreciate it. I even do this thing in my planners just to keep you on top of things and excited. Is I will have amazing things that have happened during the month and the goals that you're trying to achieve. Make sure that you are paying attention to these as you flip through your planner. Now, when are you going to flip through your planner? Every Monday, guys. Every Sunday night or Monday morning, get your planner out and plan your week. Everything you forgot to put down, everything that you need to get done, it will come and it will flow and it will end up in your planner. So whenever someone calls you and is like, oh, when's dinner with the in-laws again? Flip, 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 boom, right there. Saturday night at 6 p.m. You know? I also love this planner because it comes with stickers. That's from the other planners that actually has a whole thing of stickers for every planner. It's also really art focused as well, so it's very visually pleasing. It's freaking cute, guys. It's so freaking cute. But yes, guys, make sure that you have an allotted day or time that you go over your planner, because if not, it just kind of gathers dust and you forget everything, including your planner. So make sure to get one of these and jot down everything that you need. Biggest things that I like to do in advance is definitely meal prep and clothing prep. So for meals, I'm currently on keto, but no matter what you're on, who really cares? Make a big batch of it. And I am talking make a casserole that you can eat every single day. One casserole. Save so much time, save so much money, and you'll be able to enjoy it and easy to just cut up and do in the morning and then eat for lunch. When it comes to clothing prep, this is a time saver in the morning that you are going to appreciate so much when it's still dark out and you're asking yourself why you're awake and the coffee has not been brewed yet, okay? So always Sunday night, get your outfits together. Put them on yourself so you make sure that you don't run into the early morning, oh, this doesn't look good, or I don't feel comfortable, or whatever the case may be. Make sure that you try them the night before, but plan out your week of wardrobes. Look at the weather, that always helps, but make sure that you have it planned Monday to Friday. This means that in the morning you can get up, get ready, get going without much thought, which is a beautiful thing. But then you end up showing up at the office looking your best, feeling your best, and not having to worry about anything you may have forgotten. I myself have forgotten mascara a couple times where your eyes look naked when you have a full-on eye look, and worn the wrong shoes. Ugh. Flats in the middle of a snowstorm? Yeah, people commented. Thanks guys, like I didn't notice. So just make sure that you guys are prepped and ready and looking beautiful every single day, because it will affect your mood, and that is not something you want to think about or put the pressure on first thing in the morning. Now I've written down all these tips. In my very last one it says have specific days for specific things, and I know I touched upon this when it came to the prepping. I know we heard it, but what about everything else, right? Make it so that you have a day that you go and do your laundry. Have it a day that you specifically make sure that you clean your bathroom or you clean your house. For me, I have to make sure that I have a specific day that I film. Make sure that you give yourself specific days for specific things, so that either you can free up your weekends and you don't have to worry too much, or you can cut the work in half on your weekends and actually enjoy time off. Or it also just helps with planning. So when you look at your week and you're like, I have all this to do, you kind of already know in the back of your mind that Thursdays are laundry days, Saturday mornings you're gonna clean the house, and then you can treat yourself and align your week accordingly. Make sure that like the important things never get missed out on. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I hope you really enjoy these tips, tricks, and everything that you need to make sure that these resolutions become goals and achievable this new year, this new decade. If you guys would like me to do more in-depth videos on saving money, weight loss, and getting organized, I would be more than happy to. I have a lot more tips and tricks and advice when it comes to each one of those, but for now I hope you really enjoyed everything that I was able to provide for you guys today, and I hope you guys have the best New Year's.